So you're still trying to find your first video editing client. Well, I'm going to walk you through the 3 reasons to avoid a specific client. And a lot of it comes down to mindset, and I'm going to walk you through each one. So when I first started doing videography and video client, I was still a very minimum wage worker. I did not have a lot of skills and knowledge 5, 7, 8 years ago. The minute that someone was like, hey, I offer a video editing service, I want that from you, I said yes to every opportunity. This meant me doing a lot of video work that I had no business doing. It gave me experience, it was a little bit of cash, but then I realized wait, why am I taking every opportunity possible? So when it comes to rule number one, or one of the things that you should avoid in clients, is taking every client. You should not be saying a yes to every single video opportunity. I did things from food to nails to real estate to just things that I was like, didn't really have a lot of passion in. Once you're known to just be a jack of all trades, I can do any type of video service I want for you, that's when people can charge you pretty much any sort of number. They can lowball you, and if you're a starving artist, if you're a videographer, a video editor who just wants to make money and try to make still means to the end, you want to be able to price yourself properly. So, tip number one, are things that you should avoid, is saying yes to everything and figuring out what type of one video content that you can do that is in demand, and also people will respect you for doing it. Because if you are known to do all sorts of videos, chances are you're going to get outpriced very easily. In comparison to, in rule number two, is that if you were to pick one specific topic or category that you're really passionate about and you are truly an expert at, people will pay you for that much more. Little did I know that I was slowly niching down on the types of videos I was making. I started to really hone in on my YouTube strategy and video marketing skills. Not only do I can create any sort of video that you wanted, but I knew how to get positioning and branding, as well as getting a lot of organic traffic, even if you were a complete beginner and you were nobody. And people paid me a lot more for that skill in comparison to just editing like a simple 2-minute clip on their website, for example. You need to figure out what is in demand and how can you rise above the competition? How can you essentially thrive? Because I had a really bad experience where I put together a pretty much a pitch for this video editing client in the beauty industry. They pretty much agreed to my package. They were about to sit down and we're about to film that weekend. But I got an email, and that business owner was like, hey, do you have any more of the relevant beauty work that we would like to see? Fast forward an email, a day later, they emailed me back and they're like, actually, Peter, so sorry about this. We actually canceled and went with another person at this time because they have also done previous work for this client. And I'm like, that's a lot of bullshit. And what happened was that person probably charged a lot less, and my packages were deemed quote unquote too high for this person, even though I took time out of my day to sit down and they agreed upon the initial proposal, which is the frustrating part. And there's a lot of these video marketing business horror stories that I would love to share with y'all so you don't repeat the same mistakes that I have made. So figuring out your right pricing, your right value, and whether or not you are respected. There was another incident where I had to sit down with a potential client, and they were like, hey, Peter, you should work for free. You're charging 3 times the amount of what this person is actually charging me, and I'm gonna go with this person instead. Any person in their mind would be like, hey, would question themselves and be like, hey, is my pricing way too high? Is it not what is expected of me? Should I just do things for exposure? And the reality is no, because I knew my worth. We ended amicably, sort of, with that client. And then fast forward down the line, 2 months later, I got a job offer that paid me 4 times that amount. So it all comes down to knowing your worth and knowing that whether or not that's a business partner or client that you would want to work with in the beginning. Do they themselves see the value in you, or are they themselves just seeing you and they're trying to be a solopreneur? They're trying to get the best budget out of you. And if you have any worth as a video creator, you're gonna feel, used. You're gonna feel not valued. And because you don't feel valued, the work that you're making for them is not gonna be the greatest possible that you can make, because you're feeling like your time is worth a lot more. And the last thing that you should avoid, or you actually should do when it comes to finding your first video client, is doing your research on these clients. What type of business are they running? Are they a solopreneur? Do they have the budget to afford you? As well as, are they looking for a team? Is there an existing team? Are they an established company in comparison to, are they a one-person army trying to combat online video content? Very different markets, very different approaches of how they value you as a person, as well as a business creative. You need to figure out, someone's gonna pay you $1 or someone down the street is gonna pay you $10,000. You need to cipher out where is it that your expertise lies in, as well as how do you offer your skills to the market, right? How can you as a video person create the most valuable product so someone can also see that value in and of itself? And those were the 3 pillars that I really recommend as any video creator ask themselves, right? Are you actually niched down to a specific thing that you are passionate about? Are you worth your value, right? And are you asking the right people and person for that value in return? If you want to get serious about video editing, I do have one course where I walk you through whether or not you want to be a freelancer, you want to get a job as a full-time video editor, videographer, even if you have no experience at all. When I first started my video experience, no one believed in me. I'll talk about this in another video. And it was a lot of an uphill battle where I had to learn. I got burned. I worked for agencies. I got burned. I worked for clients. I got burned. I worked for my dream client. And then you realize it all comes down to figuring out your expertise, figuring out your own worth. A lot of it's mental, right? A lot of it is a mental game. How is your relationship with money? How is your relationship with people? How do you view the world? And from there, you can reverse engineer anything that you ever wanted. My name is Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective. And we all start with nothing. But you can always create something. Link in description. Help me help you. Cheers, guys.